Julie, first on the numbers and Tesla.
And the most important number is going to be the prediction for vehicle deliveries. So as you mentioned, it's 35,000 for this year and then 100,000 annually by 2015. So it seems like that's really the number that investors are glomming onto. The question is, can they get there? Can they even get to the 35,000 this year? The company came in with deliveries of almost 7,600 for this quarter that just passed, and is also predicting for this coming quarter 7,800. But that would still mean you would need an acceleration to 13,000. A lot of people buying cars for the holidays in the final quarter of the year. So you're definitely looking at a substantial acceleration in both supply, production, and demand by the end of this year to get to that 35,000 number, and then obviously an exponential increase to get to 100,000 by the end of the next year. So deliveries are really what people are focusing on. In terms of the earnings numbers, if you back out one-time items, because the company posted a net loss overall, but if you back out those items, you get 11 cents a share, which is above the 4-cent average analyst estimate. So by that basis, it beat. But we've been seeing a lot of gyration in the shares as people look through the different numbers and try and figure out, can they get to that delivery number?
Well, and can they get to that delivery number depends somewhat on this gigafactory, right, Alex?
In the future, yeah. I mean, Elon Musk by 2020 wants to be able to pound out about 500,000 cars from that gigafactory. So if you look behind it, what really needs to happen is he needs to lower the price of the batteries. And his goal is to reach 200 kilowatt per hour. What does that mean? It's basically the energy that you can store in the battery. The cheaper it is, the more energy you can store, the bigger the battery can be while the cost does not go up. So your Tesla car can actually run farther and the cost winds up staying the same, which helps Tesla's profit margins and makes it cheaper for you as the consumer. So that's sort of the overall goal here. And actually Morgan Stanley estimates that by 2028, Tesla's global fleet of 7.2 million could actually power all of Mexico. That's how much charge is expected to be gotten from these batteries that he will make in this factory. Pretty staggering, right?
That's pretty staggering. They may want to negotiate with him.
Well, that's the other thing, too, is that, you know, this gigafactory has broader implications from just making batteries for his cars. It could really change the entire grid storage system, which is why Morgan Stanley is so bullish on the stock. Has enormous risk, but could truly transform the entire energy landscape here in the U.S. if he's able to do something like that.
Well, that's the if. That's what's so fascinating about all of this, is that these Morgan Stanley estimates even exist on something that isn't even built yet. I mean, they said they broke ground.
What does that mean,
the construction
though, right?
pad is done. So they haven't actually begun construction. They're ready to begin construction, and they're sort of surveying
and the issue ends up being, you know, how much lithium is in the world, and can Elon Musk actually have enough of it? Goldman Sachs estimates he could use 17% of all the lithium in the world, and as of 2025, we're seeing supply fairly not match up to demand. Demand will be about 480,000 tons. Supply will maybe reach 300,000 tons. So that is a longer-term issue. If you don't have the stuff, how do you make it?
Right, and just to say that there are several other sites he's looking at, right? So there's California, Arizona, and a couple of other states, I believe, right?
And Texas as well. Not
Texas,
to mention,
that's right.
It's not just batteries that lithium's used in, by the way. Meds, air conditioners, like airspace stuff. I mean, it's used in so many things in the world. It's not just about cars, and that's where it eats up a lot of the demand as well.